Hello, beautiful people. So I wanted to get on here and make a video about something that happened to me like 2 years ago. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is I watched a video on one of my life coaches back a couple years ago. And one of the questions that I asked her was on this video. And I was shocked to realize what this was about. So, on this video, I asked her that I started this new job in Florida at Zen Zone, which was a metaphysical store where they sold crystals and crystals. Isn't that so pretty? Okay, so they sold crystals and they sold like you can get in these baths, you can lay on these mats, you can buy lots and lots of crystals. Aren't those pretty? Anyway, so I was the salesperson there, and I was life coaching. But they just wanted me to sell stuff. So, but I wanted to be the life coach. But the guy there was very, very egotistic, kind of mean, and was wanting me to make money. Like, I was the salesperson, so he was like, well, we need to make this amount of money. Well, if people are not coming in, I can't make any money. But he would be belittling to me and to his wife and just to people in general. It was terrible. So I was asking the question, why did I get this good job and now it's I have these bad people? See, when I had my spiritual awakening and I moved to Florida, I would get a good job with bad people. I would get a nice house that not so many are like, the person I was taking care of was not a very good person. So what happened is I would attract these people into my life to show me what was wrong, because everyone in our life is a mirror. We do not know this, we are not taught this, but when I woke up about 6 years ago with my spiritual awakening, I realized that everybody was a mirror in my life to teach me something. So the reason I stayed in a bad relationship is because I felt bad about myself. Now some people will say, oh no, that's not true, but it is true, because if you really cared and loved yourself and cared about yourself, you wouldn't stay in a bad relationship for 1 minute. You'd be, hell no, I'm not doing it. So yes, and that's how I am today. But back then, I would attract bad people. So when I asked this spiritual teacher, why do I keep attracting this? She said, look back in your past when you were treated bad by another person. And it doesn't have to be your husband. It could be somebody else. So it was my mother. I don't have anything. I mean, I love my mother to death. That's fine. But she would treat us, or treat me, I'm not going to speak for the other people, not so well. So I believed that was love. And when I got married, I attracted my mother into the marriage. Like, my husband acted like my mother, which would be belittling and whip me and beat me or whatever. And that's what my mother did. Okay. So then, because I was out of a relationship and I went to Florida and I was in a job, well, God, the only way he had to mirror me what was going on is people in my job, because I wasn't in a relationship. So those were my relationships. So then now I have a boss that belittles. And the whole thing was, I was supposed to wake up and say, I'm not having this shit anymore. And do you know what I did in that job? I quit. I said, you will not talk to me like this. You will not disrespect me like this. And 2 other employees quit that same day and messaged me and said, we quit too. Because there's no reason for somebody to treat you like that. But here's the main thing. You're the one that has to say, I'm not handling it. I'm not having it anymore. We believe that, oh, they're going to change and, oh, they're going to get better. And they don't. I mean, maybe some of them do, but the majority do not. I left my husband 5 years ago. He's still the same person. He's still doing the same things. I love him to death. I always have. And that's not the issue. That wasn't the issue why we're not together. It was just, we just weren't good together. But actually, he's the one that woke me up, because he said, oh, you need to wake up. You live in your ego. And I was living in my ego. So that's why I'm saying everything in our life is a mirror. Your job's a mirror of what you believe you are worth. The people that you're with is the people that you think you're worthy of. So if you have somebody that's abusing you or treating you bad, it's because you do not feel worthy of yourself. Because I'll tell you what, I would not be in that kind of relationship today, no matter how I loved them. I mean, I'm in loving relationships with my family, and if they start giving me shit, I'm like, no, I'm not having it. And if you don't want to, I won't talk to you, because I care about myself and I care about my peace. And now I do, but back then I didn't. But we were all taught this as children, to put everybody first. Well, as long as mommy's okay, then everything's okay. You know, that's not true. It's when you're okay, everything's okay. Oh, you have to do what your dad says, or, you know, you have to tiptoe around because he's an alcoholic. No. Get away from the damn person. It doesn't matter if he's your dad. You love him, that's fine. Love him from over there. Love them from over there. But love yourself enough to stand up and say, I'm not taking this shit no more. So I know some of you guys don't believe me or even heard of this, but everything is a reflection of you. So if there's bad stuff going on in your life, it's you. One of my girlfriends said, you know, why do I keep getting these same relationships? What? It's you. And I'm not saying it's you like you're bad. No, it's you. Just fix yourself and you won't attract them relationships anymore, because you won't. You'll have enough worth into you. Well, why does he keep hitting me? Why does he keep hitting me? Why does Tom hit me? And then I go over to George and he's hitting me, because you are letting people hit you. You are the one. And it sounds like, oh my God. And I have clients that said to me, well, why would you say that? I don't make them do it. I said, you're not making them do it. But once they do it and then they continue to do it, you need to leave them and find out why you are attracting them. Why are you attracting bad jobs? Why are you attracting bad partnerships? Because if you loved and cared about yourself, you wouldn't put up with it for 5 minutes. You would say, nope, like I did. I'm not going to work here with you in this job because you belittle people, and I don't appreciate that. That was embarrassing for your wife, and I don't want to be around that environment. Over. That's it. Now you're with a man. You love him. Okay, I understand that. He belittles you. He treats you like shit. You're the one with the problem. You feel bad about yourself, but then you say goodbye. You're done. And then you say, what in me do I feel bad about? And it goes, for me, it went back to my childhood, to where, you know, my mother, I have 4 and 5 brothers and sisters. So when I wanted to do something, it wasn't her fault. We couldn't do it because this one was, you know, had to have more attention, or that one had to be, you know, this, or, you know, or we didn't financially have the money. So I was always told no. No, we can't do that. If anybody knows me, I was born in New York. I came here, and then my mom had, you know, I have 2 twin brothers and a sister, and then anything that I wanted, I was the oldest. So it was like, no, Suzette, we have to do it for these. I know, Suzette, no. So all my life I've been told, no, I can't have it. And then now, if I want something, that little voice inside me says, no, you can't have it. Now, you don't believe that it's saying that, but it does. The first 7 years of your life, how you were raised from your mom and dad, is how you live your adult life. if you're not aware. Like me, I'm aware of what I'm doing. I'm aware that I can change my mind now. People think, oh, we just have to do the same thing over and over again, and we have to get married, and we have to stay together for 50 years, no matter if he's a jerk. We have to have the same job because we can't go and run our own business, even if we just want to be a mermaid and run the streets of Florida on the beach. Yes, you can do that. In Florida, you can be a mermaid and get paid for it. Yes, absolutely. But you can't just stay here in Indiana and do it, because today you can be a duck because it's wet. But but what I'm saying is, and I don't mean to joke about this, but I love all of you guys. Anybody that watches this, I just love the world, and I want them to know, because we all play the victim. And I did this so many times. That's why I've changed it, and I can tell you, we play the victim of, why do they do this to me? And it's not them. It's you. And I had to have a life coach tell me, it's not them, it's you. Why don't you have what you want? Because you're not doing what you should do to get it. It's you. It's not me. Well, I can't have it because he's not doing it. No, you don't have it because you're not doing it. He doesn't treat me right because I am letting him treat me wrong. Now, is he going to change and treat you right? Probably not. You might have to find a new one that is you're going to show him how to treat you, because we show people how to treat us. So you're going out with John, and he's like an asshole. You can't go out with John anymore, so you go out with Tom, and now you tell Tom, this is how it's going to be, these are my boundaries, and this is what I want. And if he doesn't live up to it, then you move on. And it seems like, and I stayed in a marriage for 26 years and did everything he said and was blind. I was like, and he would be like, nobody's ever going to love you. I'm like, what? I'll tell you what, I love myself more today than he could ever love me, ever. I don't think I'm even going to have another partner that is ever going to love me like I love myself now. And for one thing, I know that I love myself so much that I'm not going to be hurt. I don't need to be. You hurt me once and I'll be like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm done. I don't want to say, oh, well, he's going to change, and oh my God, no. I don't want to do that anymore. I did that for 26 years. The dude never changed and still has never changed. Now, can people change? Yes. Majority of them, no. And I don't care if you agree with me or not. I have seen 2 people change to 1,000 people. So it's you that changes, and it's you that takes care of yourself. It's you that makes this stuff happen into your life. And it's you that allows people to treat you good or to treat you bad. So it's your choice. I just wanted to say that because I listened to this video from 3 years ago about me. And I was asking the question, why is these people treating me wrong? And she said, why are you letting them? And boom, that's the answer. Why are you letting them? So if you're still in a bad relationship, a bad job, anything that you don't like in your life, just know, nobody's doing anything to you. You're doing it to yourself. And it takes work. It takes work to love yourself and to know. That's why I become a life coach. If you guys need any help, let me know. If you don't want to be coached by me, there's hundreds of coaches out there I can refer you to. Just get the help, because you deserve anything you want, everything you want. And you are the one that can change everything. And why be in another relationship of shit when the best relationship you can have is with yourself, and then find the one that treats you like a queen. Mm-hmm. Are you going to have problems? Absolutely. There's going to be problems. This sounds like it's all, gold. No, there is going to be problems, but it doesn't have to be to where it's violent. It doesn't have to be to where I'm belittled and feel like shit every day when you're driving up to the driveway and you know you don't want to go in the house. Or you're with somebody that doesn't love you and you know it and you're just staying there because you freaking need $1. I've done all that stuff, you guys. And I've done the work to be not that person and to be a changed person and to care and love and about myself. I know people are like, I've even asked my grandson, do you love yourself? Why would I do that? And I'm telling you, why the hell not? If you don't love yourself, you are not going to know that. You're not going to know. If you don't love yourself, you're going to let people hurt you. You're going to let people abuse you. You're going to take shit from jobs. When people keep, like, I was at a job and said, well, can you do this for me? Yeah. And then they take more and more and more until where I didn't even have a life. And I'm like, what the hell am I doing? Because it's me. I have to say, no, I cannot do this. And you know, when I first started saying, no, I'm not going to do this to my family, my kids, my mom, my jobs, they all thought I was badass crazy. What? What do you mean no? You're not going to bend down and just do everything I say? And now these people are like, I'm going to be like you. I'm going to be like you. I'm going to start doing what I want to do. You're damn right you need to do. I am for every person to do what they want. Do what's good for you. And then everything around you goes good. We have it all frickin' backwards, people. We've had it all backwards for years. So do what's good for you. Feel your emotions. Your emotions are going to tell you everything. If you feel like shit when you walk in a room, leave it. If you feel like shit when you get in a job, leave it. I know we can't leave jobs that quick. Find something that you enjoy. Something. If you love fashion, work at a store with clothes. If you like customer service, talk on a phone. I mean, you can get jobs. You know, me, I wanted to be a fashion designer for years. So if you know me, I have clothes, I have mannequins, I have pictures of clothes. I mean, I have got probably enough clothes to open another store and probably then some, because that's what I like. So I surround myself with things I like. And I like the sun. So that's why I like Florida. I like to surround myself. And once you love yourself, you surround yourself with things that you love. Flowers and sun and clothes. Or you might like football and you might have 20 footballs and friends that play. I mean, it's whatever you love, you guys. So you just take that and do that. So I didn't even plan on saying anything on here today. It's just so funny how all this stuff comes out. But I listened to that video this morning from 3 years ago. 3 years ago. And it was me on the video saying, I'm the victim. So I have been there. And I know. So I was like, why is people hurting me? You are the one. And it seems so hard for people to understand. And it was hard for me to understand too. I was like, I'm not the one. Gary's the one. My mom's the one. No. It's you. It is you. Yeah, is your mom gonna... My mom's still the same person as she was. My husband's still the same person he was. I'm the one that changes. So I have the boundary to say no. Now, they're limited in my life. Because when they come up with this bullshit and I say, no, I can't have that in my life anymore, that's because I love myself and I don't want to be around that stuff. I want to have the peace in my life. One of the first things I prayed for in my life was peace. And if you've ever read my book, I prayed for peace and my life completely fell apart. But today I have that peace in my heart. And when people, start coming up with, arguing, and I'm like, I'm not arguing. And people really get upset if you don't want to argue. But that's okay. I have been in my room one day and somebody's in there arguing with theirself, like screaming, ah! And I'm thinking, poof, they really wanted to argue. If they're in there arguing with theirself, then people really wanted to do that. All that is doing is upsetting yourself. getting yourself all riled up for nothing. It's stupid. You know what it's called? Responsibility for yourself. Responsibility for yourself, how you feel. Responsibility of how you have people around you. That's your responsibility. We believe that we have to take whatever people give out to us. No, we don't. I believe that too. Whatever my husband does and says I have to do. No, I don't. No, you don't. You don't have to do what anybody tells you to do beside you. And your little heart knows the answer because it will tell you. If you feel like it's not good, your body says, oh my God, I feel it. These people aren't right. Well, then get this. Don't stay. Why do we not listen to ourselves? Why we don't listen to our body? It has all the answers if you want to listen to it. But you're the one. So anyway, I didn't want to get on here and be like, you are a victim. But if you are having problems with your jobs or your boyfriends, I've had so many friends that has, 10 boyfriends. Well, it's not the boyfriend, you guys. As much as, yes, I was married for 26 years and had the same man, and I was lucky for that. But the way that me and my husband, we'd split up and go back together. If we didn't split up all them times and get back together, we would have probably been with 10 different guys too. I would have probably been with 10 different men and be like, why is Tom, Dick, and Harry and John all the same men? And it was me the whole time. Me. Now, I'm not saying my husband's didn't have fault in it. Yes, he did. But you can't change him. That's the thing. We always think, well, if we change him, then our life will change. No, it will not. When I went to Florida, I thought, man, I'm going to go to Florida. My whole life's going to change. And no, it did not. The same shadow work that I do right now, I did in Florida. Actually worse, because I was crying and I was screaming. And actually one day my son was there and I'm like, oh my God, nobody loves me. And he's like, what the hell are you talking about? That's the shadow work. You have to realize what's going on in your body. You feel abandoned. You feel like your mom abandoned you. Your dad might never been around. If your dad's never been around, you have problems with men. I'm just telling you. Men. You associate your dad with your man. You associate your mom. Your mom can be. You're married. I think I was married to my mother. I mean, I know he was Gary, but they acted the same. I have went and examined my life and be like, my husband was doing the same shit my mom was doing to me. And like I said, when I got out of that relationship, then people in my jobs were doing it to me. It's because everything is a reflection of us. Everything. So if you want to know an answer to something, look in the mirror. It's you. And if you want help, just message me. I will help you. I won't be mean. I'm just going to be tough because you have to first realize that it's you. Once you take responsibility for everything, that everything's your fault. Not your fault, but everything is a reflection of you. And you're the one you're going to fix yourself and stop trying to fix everybody else. Then your life will change. That's when it changes. When you say, okay, no matter who changes, I want to change because I want to feel better in my life and I want to bring better things into my life. Then that's when you'll be able to change. And all that is growing up and having a responsibility for yourself. And stop playing the victim, because that's all you're doing. You're playing a victim. Well, he did this to me, and Tommy did this to me. No. Grow up and take responsibility for yourself, and your whole life will change, and you won't even worry about those people anymore. I mean, yeah, I love all those people, and it's their choice and their path, and God will work through them at their own timing what they should learn. But I see a lot of mothers that say, well, I'm going to teach my kids this. Do you know that I just let my kids do whatever? And then however they're taught, I don't teach them that. If they ask me for my advice, I will tell them. If they learn something from me, that's fine. But if they experience, you have to let your kids have experiences so they will learn. You can't just do everything for them. You're making a mistake if you do everything for them. And I've done that too. I have really done that a lot. And now I'm just like, whatever, you know what to do. And I allow them to do it on their own so they can learn. Even if it's that, if they're in a bad relationship and they're the ones getting hurt, I'm saying, but you know that it's time to get out of the relationship. I can't do that for you, but you can. Whenever you're ready, you'll do it. Because if I come in and say, oh my God, you're out of the relationship, and you're not going to learn shit. You're just going to learn, I better call my mom every time I get in a relationship. No, you have to take responsibility, the ability to respond, and then handle your shit. And then you can have a changed life. All right, you guys, I got to get off here. I just keep rambling the same thing over and over again. And I want to tell you something. I had one of my friends say, you say the same thing over and over again. And you know why? Because sometimes it takes 100 times for you to hear something. I know one time I'll hear something from this person and that person and that person. And finally, after 100 times, I'm like, holy shit, boom, there it is. You just don't hear something one time and be like, oh yeah, I figured that out. Because I've told a lot of people over and over and over, and they're like, I don't even know what you're talking about. It's their fault. Well, then that means they're not ready to change. And you cannot change them. So the best person you can work with is you. You're your own best friend. You're your own lover. You're your own wife. You're your own husband. You have a child inside of you that wants you to heal it. It's called your inner child. All the things, you guys. So, all right. I love you so much. And if you need any help, just give me a message. I will be glad to help you, because this stuff is some hard ass work. And it's not easy, and it's a lot of crying and all that good stuff. But once you change yourself, you will change your whole life. And it's like living in peace. All right, you guys. I love you. I'm getting off here.